Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Carsonian Beans, my NFL content. I've got preseason NFL power rankings right here. I know this screen isn't very interesting, but I mean, it's just going to be the power rankings, okay? I don't know. Some teams I'll go into depth, but I'm not going to spend, this isn't going to be a 40-minute long video. I'm not going to delve into each team. So it's really just looking at them, which teams I think are better are going to be at the top, and which teams are worse are going to be at the bottom. I know a lot of videos, they start off with number 32, but I'm gonna have to start off with number 1. And I think right now the best team in the NFL is the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, they almost won the Super Bowl last year, and I know everyone's gonna be wondering, why aren't the Ravens up here? Why aren't the Chiefs up here? I just think the 49ers probably could beat both of those teams. I really thought they would win the Super Bowl last year. I mean, there was a reason that was a comeback. I think the 49ers are better than the Chiefs. All right. And they're barely better than the Ravens. I think a Ravens Super Bowl would have been insanely close. But, I mean, this is really just easy. The Ravens are insanely just a dominant team. If they were anywhere near the bottom of anybody's, I would freak out, okay? The Ravens are a top-notch team, okay? I mean, I think the worst anyone would ever put them is 5th or 6th. And that's insanely low. I think this is good as it gets. I could definitely see them beating the 49ers, but I can also pretty easily see the 49ers beating them. They're basically they're on the same level. Just I feel like the 49ers are a little bit better. And of course, in 3, we have Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like a lot of people might not like this, but I mean, they're in the top 3. They are a very good team. They are definitely a Super Bowl contender. I think the Super Bowl could be the same as it was last year. All right. I think the Chiefs, they're a very, very good team. They're probably going to have a pretty simple time beating their division, unless a lot of people are starting to think the Broncos can get better. I don't know why that picture's so small, but we got the New Orleans Saints, probably going to have an easy time in the NFC South. Drew Brees, still as good as ever. I think this might be a little higher than a lot of people put them, but this is just where I think they deserve. I don't think they're, as big as those teams, but I think they're pretty good. Tennessee Titans, they are a very... I mean, Ryan Tannehill showed himself to be a good quarterback. They got Derrick Henry, Jonnu Smith. One of my friends likes to talk about him a lot. The reason that I don't have him closer to the top is because I don't know if they're going to be as explosive as they were. Because, I mean, all they did was they changed out their quarterback, and all of a sudden they were very, very good. I'm wondering if that was just, luck or if that's actually skill. I honestly think that they're 100% probably going to be really good, but I don't know if they're going to be one of the Super Bowl contenders. They are a Super Bowl contender, but they're in 5th. And 6 are the Buffalo Bills. You might be confused because in my predictions I had them go 8-8, but I think they are a very, very good team. I mean, their division is going to be so easy for them. They are a top-notch team. I think we're kind of getting out of the Super Bowl contenders range. I think they definitely have a shot to make it deep into the playoffs, but I think it's still going to be but I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the Super Bowl, but it definitely is a bit of a stretch. 7, Minnesota Vikings. They seem to be good every single year. They seem to come out from nowhere. No one ever seems to expect the Vikings, and it's always at the end of the season. Everyone always pays attention to them at the end of the season. They always seem to win some, lose some. At the end of their season, they're 10-4, and everyone starts looking at them hey, what are the Vikings doing? And I think 7. I think a lot of people are going to have them lower than this, but I think this is where they are. There's not a lot of NFC teams in the top. 8th, Green Bay Packers. Now, this is a close one. I think the Packers could definitely be all the way up as, to 6th if they start showing stuff. But, I mean, 2 years ago, they weren't good, and then this year they were. I don't know if they're going to be bad this year, but I have a feeling that, 8th, this is a good spot for them. They're probably going to be in a tight fight for the division with the Vikings. Either that or they're going to be taken off. I mean, both of these teams can definitely be much worse. Okay? The Houston Texans. All right, so nobody's going to like this because they gave DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals. I mean, What are you not paying attention to that? And I think losing one player isn't going to bump them down too much. I think if they had DeAndre Hopkins, they might be all the way up to like 5th or 6th. I think they're probably going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to need to do something extra if they want to go deep into the playoffs. So, I mean, they're still in the top 10 team, definitely. But are they going to be as good as they were last year? I don't think so. All right, 10 Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be something that I don't think a lot of people are going to like. I think a lot of people are thinking they're going to be pretty bad, but if I'm going to be honest, I think 10 is a perfect spot for them. I think they're the ultimate sneaky team. I mean, I talked about the Vikings being sneaky. No one ever expects the Seahawks. I mean, it's always just like, wow, the Seahawks are doing pretty good. No one thinks about them until one of their teams plays them. All right, New England Patriots. This is a bit high for where a lot of people are probably putting them. But I think Jared Stidham, I mean, they drafted him last year because they thought he was good. He sat a full year behind Brady, and now he's going out to play. He might do bad early in the season, but I mean, we saw what Patrick Mahomes did. Okay? Now, Patrick Mahomes may have been better in college than Jared Stidham. But I mean, they've still got the same team around him. Basically, they've got a good defense. They are still the team that won a bunch of Super Bowls, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on them. And I know 11th isn't exactly very high, but I think it's good enough so they're probably gonna make the playoffs this year. But let's see. My predictions are going to be a lot different than these. I mean, I did a lot of predictions. The Patriots are 6-10. I think that teams are good, but then I'll go and I'll look at their schedule and I'll be like, I'm sorry, but like, you're at the bottom. Or I'll look at a team and I'm like, hey, you're bad. But then I put them at the top. The Rams. Oh, this is a team that a lot of people have in like the 20s or something. And I definitely could see them doing that. But while they were mediocre last year, they are the team that made it to the Super Bowl. Jared Goff is regressing like crazy, but he is still they are a formidable foe in 12 kind of. They're not like way up there like in the top, but they're definitely gonna be. Playoffs are 100% a possibility for the Rams, but 3-13, that range is also a possibility. So they're towards the middle. All right, 13 Cleveland Browns. This is about right for them. They're always a bit short. I think Baker Mayfield needs to step up if they want to do anything this year. People forgot about him last year. I mean, really. They started doing really bad at the beginning of the season, and people just kind of, walked away from them. The Browns, I think they will do better at the beginning of the season. I don't think they won't get blown out like they did with the Titans last year. Everyone seemed to forget about that. And I just think 13 is the right place for them. How long? 8 minutes already. Dang. Chargers. They have a rookie quarterback. They've still got a good team. If they had Phillip Rivers, I think they'd be like 1 or 2 below this. I think this is another team people are sleeping on. But they're not. I think people think that this team is going to be like a 6-10 team when they're really going to be an 8-8 team. And I know that's only a 2-win difference, but really, if your team is 6-10, it's going to be seen so much worse than a team that's 8-8. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they rise pretty much. I mean, if I had been doing these last year, I don't know how the Buccaneers would be, but they definitely wouldn't be second in their division. They are they could probably become a top 10 team in my power rankings by the end of the year, but they also could become like 30th in my power rankings by the end of the year. They are one of those teams that they are not a Super Bowl contender right now, but halfway through the season, they could definitely become a Super Bowl contender based on how well Tom Brady plays. All right, Chicago Bears. This is a bit high for them, but I mean, right around the middle, this is where the Bears are. They're either the crossroads. Either Nick Foles is going to take their team and take off. Mitchell Trubisky is going to stay the team quarterback and actually do good. They're going to fall apart. I mean, Nick Foles hasn't really looked good when he looked good whenever he came in and had to save the Eagles. But other than that, he hasn't looked good as a quarterback. You understand? So I think the Chicago Bears could either be good, bad, or as I have them right here, they are the middle team. 16 is the middle. All right, 17 Arizona Cardinals. They're basically the middle two. I'm on the Cardinals. They're an iffy team. I personally don't think Kyler Murray is going to take off this year, but I do think he is going to be better. I don't see a young quarterback going from mediocre to terrible. So 17 is where I think they are. I think they are still in that maybe they can get, like, I think a winning record is like the best they can do right now. Playoffs are, it's iffy because I'm pretty sure if they do somehow sneak into the playoffs, they're going to be one and done. But who knows? There's a lot of NFC teams down here. But we have the Denver Broncos. All right, now don't freak out on me, okay, man? The Broncos, everyone's saying that Drew Lock's going to take off. Everyone's saying that their defense is going to everyone's saying that they're going to be possibly like one of the best teams in the league this year. And that is possible, okay? It's possible with any of these teams. More so with the Broncos because Drew Lock is such a young quarterback. He didn't impress me when he played last year. He didn't look very good. He looked like he needed to take more time. And I think this year, they're probably going to go up. I don't think at the end of the year they're going to be at 18. I think they're going to be like at 13 or something. I think next year is when all this crap's going to happen. And, Drew Lock's going to step up. I believe that in a third year is when the rookie QBs start going, except for in like special cases, okay? Like Patrick Mahomes, he was a special case. Lamar Jackson, but I don't think Drew Lock. He definitely could. All right, and 19th, at the top of the NFC East division, all the way down in 19th. That just tells you how bad that this division is. Are the Giants. They were pretty bad last year, but, with the terrible division they have right now, no team in this division is good. The Cowboys are really, I don't see how people seem to think that the Cowboys are going to be really good this year. They are in rebuild mode. People don't understand that. Dak Prescott is one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history. And yet the Cowboys fans want to say, oh, he's going to be MVP. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. No, man. He's probably not going to play for like 2 more years in Dallas. They are falling. Why am I talking about the Cowboys when we're talking about the Giants? They're like finishing up their rebuild, okay? They're gonna step up. They're gonna go from possibly in the 30s to all the way up to 19 this offseason. And I think with the terrible division they have, they definitely have a shot to win the division. All right, now going into the 20s, we have the Washington Redskins, second in their division. Now, these two teams are just like, the 49ers and the Ravens and the Packers and the Vikings. These two teams, they're basically on the same level. Except for the Redskins have just finished their rebuild, but I think they're going to be a bit worse than the Giants, okay? They're basically on the same level. I just think the Giants have a step up. I think later in the season, this probably is going to flip-flop, but, before the season has even started, this is definitely how it should be. 21st, we have the New York Jets. This is higher than a lot of people have them. Sam Darnold, this is his third year, and I think he's probably going to start becoming the Jets quarterback. All right, my baby brother got in my room for a second, but anyways, I forgot what I was saying. The Jets, they're going to step up this year, but I think 21 is just where they are. All right, the Detroit Lions, I think they've just consistently been bad. They got rid of Darius Slay, and then they replaced him with Jeff. I can't say his last name. 22nd. That's just where I have them. Okay, deal with it. All right, in 23, does that go 22? Yep. All right, I thought that was 21. Pittsburgh Steelers. All right. I'm hearing the hate comments. This is when the hate comments are gonna start. Because when people see a bad team up high, they're like, okay, I see them. But when they see a good team down low, or a team that they think is gonna be good down low, they freak out. And I have a lot of good teams down low, as you can probably tell. Or not good teams down low. I have a lot of teams that people think are gonna be good down low. People think the Steelers are gonna be down low. You want to hear my unpopular opinion? Here it is. Big Ben is going to be terrible. Like, absolute horrible. Maybe a pretty bad quarterback. The only reason that the Steelers are up this high are because they're still a good team. All right? They've still got a good enough team around them that maybe they can make a playoff run deep into the season. But I don't think so. I think they're probably going to be... They might even be worse than the Bengals in their division this year. I don't know. All right? And then 24th, we got the Carolina Panthers. This is higher than I thought I would put them. They're not good. Let's just put it one way. Their defense needs work, and their offense, it's okay. It's okay. All right, but they're in ultimate rebuild mode. A lot of these teams are in ultimate rebuild mode, even if the fans don't realize it. And the Panthers, they're one of them. I mean, they got a new quarterback. They got rid of all their quarterbacks. They got rid of their whole team identity with Greg Olsen gone, Luke Kuechly gone. Even when Cam Newton wasn't on the field, you could still, he was the Panthers. So now all they've got is Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it's a new age for the Panthers. Intense rebuild mode. Here they come. 25th, Indianapolis Colts. They're this low mainly because, just because of circumstance. They're in a rough spot, man. I mean, imagine if Andrew Luck had stayed. They would be so much higher. Okay, I've never understood why he left. I mean, I watched the full interview there with him afterwards, and I never could understand why the heck he left. Anyways, 25th is where they are. I think it's a bit low, but it's where I end up putting them. 26th of Miami Dolphins. This is where they are right now. I don't think Tua's going to be starting early in the season. So right now, this is where they are, 26th. Okay? I mean, with Tua, they're probably higher, but seeing as they don't have him yet, they're going to stay at 26th. But they have him, but they haven't started him. 27th, Las Vegas Raiders. You see, it feels weird to see Raiders. See, a lot of the Raiders, they probably should have kept Antonio Brown, if I'm going to be honest. But they're pretty consistently bad. I mean, they were mediocre last year, but the year before that they were bad. They wasted their draft picks as normal, and that's really about it. 28, Cincinnati Bengals. All right, the Bengals, they didn't rise very much with Joe Burrow. Really, they just went from 31st to 28th. They still need some time to get into a formidable opponent for most teams. But 28th, really, it's a bit low, but I think that's where they fit with all the other stuff. 29th, the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my God, I hate comments, dislikes. I know you're coming. Whenever you go on there and say, oh, what the heck are you doing? The Dallas Cowboys are so good. I know you're going to do that, okay? Don't act like I'm going to be all surprised, oh my God, I can't believe it. If you look at most of my YouTube videos, almost all of them have people telling me, hey, you're horrible. You have my team going 3-13. Of course, I didn't have the Cowboys going 3-13. They are one of the teams that I think are in the middle of the sneakiest rebuild ever. You look at them, people always say oh yeah, Dak Prescott's so good. Oh yeah, Ezekiel Elliott's so good. No. Ezekiel Elliott is not good. Okay? That's all I have. He just looking yeah, eat him up. He doesn't. There's a reason he was holding out and they wouldn't pay him for a while. It's because, unbeknownst to everyone else, even the own Cowboys organization knows he's not worth much. Okay? He's a above average back, but he's not as good as a lot of people make him out to be. And Dak Prescott, I mean, he's just atrocious. People are always trying to say, oh, he's like top 5 in yards. You know who else had like the most yards in the NFL? Jameis Winston. You want to say that he's elite? Really? It just amazes me. And the 30th, Philadelphia Eagles. This is one that I think a lot of people will also get mad at. They're more openly. They're not in a rebuild yet, but I think next year they will be. They are pretty bad. It's just kind of disgusting. That's all I really have to say. They're bad. Carson Wentz is, anybody with the first name Carson is instantly bad at sports, myself included. That was a joke in my own expense, okay? But Carson Wentz is always getting injury prone. People always try to say, oh yeah, but he's not going to be this year. Well, he is. Okay? He's been injured for like the past 3 years. Injured at the end of the season, Nick Foles comes in and wins the Super Bowl. Alright? He's still injured at the beginning of the last season. Then he comes in, and they lose. Nick Foles takes them all the way to the divisional game. Alright? And then the season after that. Last season, actually, Carson Wentz sneaks them into the playoffs because of how bad the season is. How bad the rest of the division is. And Carson Wentz gets hurt. Alright? Next up, he's going to get hurt like in the Super Bowl. It's just insane. 31st, Atlanta Falcons. These are one of the teams that I think everyone kind of understands are going to be complete garbage this year. I understand they got Julio Jones. They've got Matt Ryan, who had good numbers last year. Once again, I point out, Jameis Winston. And, the Falcons, they're just one of the all-time worst teams. They're pretty freaking bad. And then last, everyone's going to agree with this, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're down there. They haven't had anything good going for them since, for a while. They made it to the conference championship game. Yippee. That was their last. Gardner Minshew, he had a few games last year. But, it's just been, I feel so bad for Jaguars fans. No one ever talks about them. But, they had that whole season where Blake Bortles took them to the conference championship game. And it looked like they were going to beat the Patriots. And then 2 years ago, they were horrible. And then they get Nick Foles. They draft Gardner Minshew. Everyone's thinking, oh, Nick Foles gets hurt. And then this rookie quarterback, Minshew, comes in. Minshew magic. And then he just drops off. He's bad. And now, everyone's saying they're going to be bad. For all I know, they're going to go 8-0 and then lose the rest of their games and go, be the 8th team. Be the 8th team in the AFC and just barely miss the playoffs. That's really the whole story of the Jaguars. They're pretty bad, pretty garbage, pretty absolute trash. They're trying to get rid of Leonard Fournette. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to leave all your hate comments down below. Those impact me a lot more than simply disliking the video. Alright, so if you don't like the video, disliking it is nothing. But if you go down there and you get mad at me and scream at me, that impacts me, okay? And if you like the video, comment down below. Comments are all I want. I don't even want you to actually do what you... do whatever the heck you want. I'm not your master. Your master.